Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Kaba Ilco 863G standard cam. The part number may be 863G-00-10. The 00, that might be a reference to the packaging, I'm not sure. I know the -10 means when a distributor like us buys those, they're sold in quantities of 10. You can buy any quantity that you want. You can buy one, or you can buy a bag of 10, or multiples of any of those. This is what is called a standard cam. Sometimes I've heard it referred to as a Yale cam. Yale was a leader in the 19th century when it comes to pin tumbler cylinders. It was Linus Yale Jr. who invented the pin tumbler cylinder that we all know and use today. His ideas were certainly very clearly founded on the Egyptian invention 4,000 years ago, using things that looked like pin tumblers, and that's what they are, or that's what they were. And the mortise locks that required cylinders, mortise cylinders, pin tumbler mortise cylinders, needed a cam on the back, and that's what this is, a standard cam. But if someone says a Yale cam, yeah, they're probably referring to the fact that they need a standard cam. And you'll find standard cams required for different pieces of equipment, namely very old mortise locks. You can bump into a 1920s mortise lock. Yeah, that's going to need a standard cam, in my experience. You can bump into modern mortise locks that will require a standard cam. You will bump into other pieces of hardware like exit device trim, or a alarm, or a key switch where you can have key control over electrified hardware at an opening. So every application of hardware, when it comes to a cylinder, is going to require a tailpiece or a cam. And the evolution of the key, if you had a warded lock, we're talking 18th century technology, 19th century technology, the key actually operated on the locking part. The key actually made contact with throwing the bolt. You move into pin tumbler or disc tumbler or lever. Lever tumbler I think would still qualify, because part of that key is going to make contact with the movement of the bolt. In pin tumbler construction, the key doesn't actually touch the locking part. The cam does that, or the tailpiece does that. Now, there are lots of different cams available in the world. Every manufacturer has their own cams for their own applications. Kaba Ilco does a great job making mortise cylinders and rim cylinders and all sorts of cylinder hardware for other applications. And let's just look at the cams quickly. We'll jump to the screen view and take a look at the supporting documentation. Okay, so this is the item here that we're looking at. I'll put the caliper around the unit before we're done. So this .723 radius is going to be from the center line of the axis of pivoting to the radius here. It's got to be what they're referring to. Yeah, most definitely. Now, we built a table down below that will allow you to review the different cams, and you can click on them and hop over to them and go on your way. If you're looking at these different cams, it's easy to be able to click on the Schlage L cam and get right to it. We'll go back to our 863 cam, and the link here to the manufacturer's page, which I just clicked on, which is here, will allow us to review the brass cylinder manual, and we click on that. And not too many pages in, we're going to find a table of all the different cams. And we're going to find a reference to its application, and then the part number below. So the standard cam and the Adams Wright cam 863A or 863G, very common. You've got this here Clover style cam, and you've got a fantail cam. And you have a Yale standard cam that's got a bit more of a radiused corner to it. Okay. You have the 4070 Adams Wright cam. You've got the Falcon cam and the Cloverleaf cam. Okay. I don't have a lot of experience with Siegel locks as it goes back in the decades. but they, obviously they had a lock that required this sort of cam. So they do have, almost 24 cams available here, and then of course tail pieces for their rim cylinders. So be mindful, they have lots of different cams that will accompany naturally their mortise cylinders as you're doing work. So if you are working on Schlage locks, I had a client not very long ago literally order 100 cylinders and 100 tail pieces. And what we did was we just specified the cylinder with the 15 cam, so it would be, their part number was maybe 7185 SC. I don't recall the keyway that it was. Let's just say that it was SC for Schlage C keyway. Dash 15, and that included the Schlage beaver tail cam. Sometimes people will call that a beaver tail cam, but that's the one you need for most Schlage mortise locks, a 15 cam. So there they all are. Very handy resource. Also handy resources on the manufacturer's page, just quickly, a link to their key blank catalog, manuals here of some of their key machines, and older documents here. There's some Gemini information here. There's probably a service manual here for it. Perhaps not. Gemini still is. I have heard that it might be discontinued in the near future. There is this Aloha Keynotes article on Kaba Gemini. If you wanted to deep dive into Kaba Gemini, that would be an irreplaceable document. The author of this document I am very hesitant to cite the author because I'm not positive. It's not listed in the article. I believe this is by William Link, who is a certified master locksmith among other accomplishments, and is a outrageously foremost authority when it comes to interchangeable and removable core cylinders. This Kaba Gemini article talks about the concept of positional master keying and how you can master key cylinders in a binary sense, where there is either something present or it's not. And I am way far from being any expert when it comes to positional master keying, but this document will allow you to understand the world of Kaba Gemini very, very well. A Dimpled Key System is what it is. Anyway, not to get very sidetracked, I don't have anything else on that apparently. So let's wrap up this video on camera. So as you can see from that catalog, lots of different cams. This would be the typical, if you're doing a key switch or trim on an exit device or alarm bypass, yeah, probably going to be this. Perfect. The width of this cam, 0.349. 0.349. The overall height of the cam, about 1.031. 1.031. And they were saying that radius is about 0.72 something. If I put my caliper on there and get to the center line, oh yeah, I mean, I'm going to be, just eyeballing it, I'm at 0.72. Center line here to this tip here. Okay, it's got a slight radius on it. Okay. Any questions on the Kaba Ilco 863G standard cam or any other Kaba Ilco product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.